Mumbai, the most populated city in India. 18 million inhabitants. Almost 70% Hindu and 20% Muslim. To blend into the crowds, a mysterious woman is hiding behind a burqa.
If I take a double, nobody can know who am I.
Rajani isn't a Muslim but has disguised herself for a very special mission.
I'm going to work for find out some case, pre-marriage investigation. I want to find the characters and habits.
Rajani is the love detective. She investigates couples that are engaged to marry. Today, ahead of an arranged marriage, the wife-to-be's family have hired her to check that the future husband is a decent man. The two young people do not know each other.
Wait for 1 minute.
Rajani's work is illegal, but this practice has become commonplace.
ये शर्डन करके किसी को रंगे हाथ पकड़ना मुझे बहुत पसंद है। हाँ, बहुत है।
The young man is middle class and lives in a residential area in the north of the city.
Excuse me, Paramount House किधर है यहाँ? Paramount.
We follow Rajani with a hidden camera. She very quickly comes across the future husband's neighbor.
आपके इधर एक करके लड़का रहता है, उसके बारे में थोड़ी जानकारी चाहिए।
Rajani is direct but doesn't seem to rouse any suspicions, and the neighbor is happy to respond.
रात को तो ड्रिंक वगैरह करता है। अच्छा। जो हम लोग बिल्डिंग के जो बेटे रहते हैं लड़के लोग, उनके साथ वो बेटा रहता है। एक दो बार उसको स्मोकिंग करते हुए भी देखा है।
क्या भी देखा है?
ऐसा तो मतलब एक दो बार आए थे पुलिस वाले भी इंक्वायरी के लिए।
अच्छा। और बाकी लड़कियों का कुछ चक्कर नहीं है?
ऐसा तो मैडम उसको ऐसे लेडीज फ्रेंड तो आते मिलने।
अच्छा।
अभी कोई फ्रेंड है कौन है अभी हम लोग ऐसे बता नहीं सकते ना।
In India, you must have an impeccable reputation to get married. Even without proof, this testimony is enough to tarnish the young man's name.
कैरेक्टर इज गुड कैसे बोल देंगे ना, वो ड्रिंक करता है, ड्रग लेता है, तो हाउ इज कैरेक्टर इज गुड। मैं उनको बोल दूंगी जो सच्चाई है वो, फिर वो डिसीजन लेगी क्या करना है आगे।
Would you marry that guy?
No.
For 25 years, Rajani has been responsible for both making and undoing 75,000 marriages. Back in her office, the clients keep coming.
Yes.
Women, but also worried parents, and fiancés who are a little nervous.
I wanted to know about her.
Okay. First you give me your address.
Yeah.
And show me your photographs.
Yeah.
Swati is getting ready to ask for this young woman's hand in marriage. He met her a month ago and wants to be sure of his choice.
Does she know that you're hiring Rajani to investigate on her?
No. Why should I?
100% secret is.
She's my passport.
Why don't you ask your girlfriend?
No. No, I'm not going to ask you.
Why?
Because of our culture, as I told you earlier.
90% of marriages are arranged by the families, and so there's very little place for trust and love.
Okay. How many days will take?
Minimum 8 days.
8 days.
Minimum,
Fine.
yeah. What is her habits?
Yeah.
How is go?
Yeah.
Her character,
Character.
everything is.
Fine. We'll do.
Yeah.
This investigation will cost him 1,000 euros.
I would like to say she's an Indian blonde.
India is a country in the middle of an economic boom, with skyscrapers soaring and factory production skyrocketing. But behind all this modernity, society remains very traditional, especially since the man in power, Narendra Modi, is a nationalist and very conservative. India really is a country of contrasts, in the land of the Kama Sutra, the symbol of liberated sex, and the romantic films of Bollywood. But in everyday life, the reality is quite different.
Sexually involved is a taboo.
No, that word doesn't count.
Young people do not talk about sex or even kissing.
No.
And even less about love. 9 marriages out of 10 are arranged by the parents.
मैं उनसे बस 2 बार मिली हूँ, मैं उन्हें अच्छे से जानी नहीं हूँ जी। मुझे बहुत चिंता है कि मैं अभी उन्हें बहुत अच्छे से जानती नहीं हूँ।
Nancy is going to marry a man in the traditional Indian way.
Arrange, no love. No Indian marriage is love. It's arranged.
It is forbidden to fall in love, so some Romeos and Juliets run away and go into hiding to be together.
हम लोग घर में होते तो दोनों की जान जा सकती थी।
Couples who are caught by their families are beaten to death. Mr. Singh, an unscrupulous lawyer, defends parents who kill their children.
तो मेरी बहन या बेटी कोई भी ऐसा जैसे प्री मैरिटल रिलेशन करती है, सर्टिफायर जला दूं।
The flip side of all these arranged marriages is that the bride's family has to pay a very expensive dowry. Those who cannot afford it have to give up their daughters, or they have an abortion.
They want to know the sex of the child and they want to undergo feticide.
There are 63 million less women than men in India. As for homosexuality, it is punishable with a heavy prison sentence. Prince Manvendra is gay and the son of a Maharaja. He decided to brave the taboos to be in love openly and to change society.
Both my parents, they disowned me by giving public notices in the newspapers.
Between forbidden passions and arranged marriages, this is a closer look at a country torn apart by love. A 1-hour flight from New Delhi, in the rural city of Indore in northern India, it's a very special day for women. Carrying flowers, sieves and incense, they meet up once a year at nightfall. The presence of men is forbidden. These women implore the moon to grant health and longevity to their husbands. This is the festival of Karva Chauth.
मैंने पूछा चांद से कि देखा है कहीं मेरे यार सा हंसी चांद ने कहा चांदनी.
In India, without husbands, women have no status. To protect them, the women pray and fast all day long. This is the first time that Nancy has been allowed to observe this ceremony because she's getting married in a month.
मुझे सेरेमनी देखकर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ क्योंकि मैं भी नेक्स्ट ईयर ऐसे ही पूजा करूँगी, ऐसे ही फास्ट रखूँगी और ऐसे ही रेडी होंगी। तो मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए।
Nancy is praying that her fiancé is a good man.
चावल लाई?
She's anxious as she barely knows him.
हम लोग अभी तक बस 2 बार मिले हैं। मुझे अच्छा लगता है ये पिक्चर हम दोनों का। हाँ, स्क्रीन सेवर है ये मेरा। He's so handsome.
Her fiancé was chosen by her parents on a site for arranged marriages. For the festival of Karva Chauth, the women apply henna. This is an opportunity for Kanwal, Nancy's mother, to give her some tips for her future life as a wife.
तो बिल्कुल भी उनको कुछ कहने का मौका मत देना कि मतलब मेरे तक बात आए अच्छे से.
Nancy works as a beautician. After the marriage, she will leave everything to live with her husband at her in-laws' house. She will have to serve them. And Kanwal worries about her daughter's bad habits, especially the lie-ins.
सुबह उठ के सबके भेजो ना बड़ों के और फिर जाके इनको चाय वाय देना बना के उनके हिसाब से.
सुबह जल्दी उठने वाला थोड़ा मुश्किल है.
लग रहा ना?
हाँ, नया घर का मैं जब भी सोचती हूँ तो मैं बहुत नर्वस हो जाती हूँ.
In the next room, Pritosh, Nancy's father, is no longer worried about his daughter's future.
I'm not interested in all these ladies' work. I'm enjoying this cricket. ये जो मेहंदी का काम है, इसमें जेंट्स का कोई इंटरफेरेंस नहीं होता. Only at the time of marriage.
For good luck, the women write the names of their husbands among the henna designs.
मम्मी के पति तो पापा है, तो मैं पापा ही लिखने वाली हूँ इसमें।
पापा लिख दे। हाँ। Yeah.
Nancy also adds the name of her future husband.
Gaurav.
Gaurav is hundreds of kilometers away in New Delhi. He is also preparing for his wedding with an impressive ceremony. All his family got together to cover him head to foot in a turmeric paste. Gaurav is 29 and he works in events. This haldi ritual keeps away bad spirits and is supposed to leave the future husband glowing.
To make him feel happy, pamper him for the occasion.
It's Gaurav's mother, Anjali, who is in charge.
Very happy.
She was the one who chose Nancy, her future daughter-in-law.
Nancy? उसने मुझे फोटो दिखाई, फोन पे बात कराई, फिर जस्ट फर्स्ट मीटिंग इन मतलब उसके बाद हम अच्छा लगा, हमने यस कर दिया कि वो हमारे सबकी रिस्पेक्ट करे एंड फ्रेंडली रहे.
Gaurav is very close to his mother and is certain she's made the right choice.
उनके साथ था लव था बट एक फीलिंग कभी नहीं आई थी कि मैरिज वाली. बट नैन्सी से बात हुई, मिला, हम दोनों एक दूसरे से बात की, मिले. Then I realized कि she's the girl कि जिसके बाद मैं शादी कर सकता हूँ.
For Gaurav, Nancy is the right one, but when I ask why, his response is a little less convincing.
Do you know a little bit of her personality?
उनकी personality इतना ज़्यादा हम मिले नहीं है, so इतना तो मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है, तो कैसे मैं बता सकता हूँ, आप समझ सकते हो.
In a month, Gaurav will embark on his adult life, but the head of the household will still be his mother.
Mama!
In Indore, Nancy is ready for the closing ceremony of the Karva Chauth festival. The women must watch the moon through a sieve, but tonight there are clouds, so they use a picture of the moon on their phones. Kanwal, Nancy's mother, begins.
Mother-in-law ne, mother ne, sab.
She then touches her husband's feet as a sign of respect and submission. Then, Nancy looks at the moon while praying for Gaurav.
Next time अपने husband के साथ करूँगी.
The wedding is scheduled to take place in a month. The celebration will be spectacular. One reason why arranged marriage is so popular is that it's not simply a question of marrying just anyone. Society is strictly divided into 4 distinct groups called castes. The highest caste, the Brahman, controls society. Below are the Kshatriyas, the warriors. Then the Vaishya, the merchants, and the Shudra, the workers. The untouchables are not even included in the castes as they are considered impure. For families, it is forbidden to fall in love and even worse to marry outside of one's caste. Those who break these rules are severely punished, like this couple aged 22 and 19 from different castes. On these CCTV images, they are seen being savagely attacked in the street by members of the young woman's family. Stabbed and beaten, they punish them simply for loving each other. The man dies from his wounds. His partner only just survives. But love is sometimes stronger than fear. Some romantics flee this violence and hide somewhere in the heart of New Delhi in small secret apartments like this one. sheltered from potential attacks by their own families. Just to love each other, a dozen couples live together, cut off from society.
मेरी जिंदगी है तू, मेरी हर खुशी है.
Their crime, loving each other when they are from different castes. Danashre and Sagar have just arrived at this shelter. She's an engineer, he's a computer scientist.
हम लोग 1 साल से रिलेशनशिप में हैं, मतलब तो लेकिन इंटरकास्ट की वजह से शादी नहीं कर सकते, सोसाइटी को मतलब ये नहीं है.
They come from Pune, 1500 kilometers from New Delhi, and left in a rush because Danashre's family had arranged a marriage with another man.
एंगेजमेंट भी हुई. बहुत बुरा तो लग रहा है, लेकिन अभी ऑप्शन ही नहीं है दूसरा, इसलिए मैंने ऐसा हो गया ना सब बस.
A real Romeo and Juliet, this couple appealed to the only defenders of love in India, the Love Commandos.
All you Love Commandos.
This association protects forbidden couples and has 8 shelters like this one. Its head is Sanjoy.
I and members of my core team feel that this natural right of the youngers in the country is being snatched away in the name of control by the families.
If the families of these forbidden couples find them, they have full legal rights over them. So to be protected by the law, they must marry quickly. Sagar and Danashre arrived hardly 15 minutes ago and they are already leaving to get married. Since running away yesterday, everything is moving very quickly for the young woman. She breaks down in tears. An hour later, Danashre has calmed down a bit. The lovers arrive at the temple. It is one of the only places where couples can get married without their parents being present. Danashre looks downhearted. If she gets married, she definitely cuts all ties with her family. She comes from the higher caste.
तुम्हारी पता नहीं कितनी जगह जितने बढ़िया वाले इधर करेंसीज में 45 का चलो नहीं करना चले अब बाबू जी मना करें लीगल नहीं करना तो कह तो दिया, जाते ही बात कराऊंगा तेरी और उसके बाद अपने आप फैसला कर लियो, जहाँ जाना चली जाइए और क्या करूँ. कम से कम एक लीगल स्टेटस तो तुम्हारा सेफ रहेगा.
सोचने के लिए बंदी तैयारी नहीं है, लास्ट मोमेंट पे उसने हाथ ऊपर कर रही है.
Sagar is furious, but Danashre is terrified. She confides in Sanjoy.
She feels that when her father will get the news, he may kill her mother, he may kill or slap her brother or something like that. If she goes back, she will be illegally detained, her communication will be snatched, she will be mercilessly beaten or maybe killed.
Danashre can't choose between her family and the man that she loves. But for this young couple, going back would be signing their death warrants. The marriage cancelled, Danashre and Sagar returned to the refuge of the Love Commandos. In this bubble cut off from society, other couples like them live out their hidden love. Pooja and Anil have been together for a year. They too are from different castes.
हम लोग घर में होते तो दोनों की जान जा सकती थी, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि वो अभी या जाएं या आगे चल के कभी भी जाएं, वो लोग हमें कभी सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे. मतलब यही बोलेंगे कि अलग हो जाओ या फिर और कुछ बोलेंगे कि वगैरह वगैरह जो आज के डेट में होता है कि मारपीट.
For fear of being recognized in the street, Pooja and Anil have not set foot outside for 3 months.
हमने मतलब जिससे प्यार किया तो वो हमारे पास है बस, और हमें कुछ भी नहीं, हमें सिर्फ इसी बात की खुशी है कि हमारे साथ है, हम दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ हैं।
अच्छी है जैसी है।
These young adults have sometimes given up their fortune and comfort.
मेरे घर में मेरी लाइफ इतनी कंफर्टेबल है, मेरे घर ये सब काम मेड करती है, मुझे कोई काम करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है।
Phones and computers are forbidden to prevent the location of the shelter from being discovered. So to pass the time, young women share their experiences.
बताती कि ये नहीं समझ में आता डरता किस बात से है इतना ज़्यादा।
लड़की इतना आगे है तो लड़कों को डरने की क्या जरूरत?
मुझसे सब ये कहते हैं, बाबा
डरना चाहिए तो लड़की को डरना चाहिए।
बाबा हंस रहे थे, कह रहे थे तुमने अपने लिए पत्नी अच्छी ढूंढी।
हिम्मत वाली।
When night falls, just when all seems lost for Saga and Dhanashri, the young woman changes her mind. Out of love, she wants to get married as soon as possible. But at this time, there's only one temple still open in the whole city, at the end of a dark alley. At the top of a tiny staircase, hidden in a decrepit apartment.
ये साइड से हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा
A second-hand veil for her and an oversized turban for him. It's far from a dream wedding.
कसम खाते हैं
पूरी जिंदगी
एक साथ रहेंगे।
The groom then applies a red powder to his wife's hair. This symbolizes the loss of her virginity and the beginning of her life as a wife.
मतलब सब घर वालों के साथ होगी और उनको भी वो भी इन्वॉल्व होंगी, लेकिन हमारी इंटर कास्ट है तो नहीं हो सकती।
A secret but happy marriage. The temple officials write the official marriage documents. Sanjoy is delighted and the love commandos' mission is accomplished.
All is well that ends well, and it is victory.
Today, it is love that triumphs, but the story doesn't always end so happily. Every year, many forbidden couples are victims of attacks by their families. These are called honor crimes, like this video of a man being beaten by his girlfriend's father and brothers. 1,000 cases are recorded each year. One man has built his reputation from these crimes. Mr. Singh is a lawyer at the Supreme Court and is always under protection. He doesn't defend the victims, he defends the assassins.
इसलिए for security, farmer security, safety and security.
In 30 years of work, he has made many enemies. At the entrance of his office is a metal detector installed by the police.
Always under threat for life by some anti-social elements.
A star in the courtroom, the files for defending honor crimes pile up. Mr. Singh is in great demand. A national TV channel came to interview him on a media case he is defending.
और उसके बाद ऐसे आरोप लग जाएं तो समाज में सोचिए आप कितने उसे तीरों का बौछारों की सामना करना पड़ा उसे.
After his interview, Mr. Singh sees one of his clients.
तो उसमें डिफेंस एविडेंस गवाही दी जाएगी, आपके लोगों की तरफ से गवाही दी जाएगी, जो आपके रिलेटिव हैं उनकी तरफ से गवाही देनी है, उसमें गवाही प्रोड्यूस करेंगे.
This man's brother killed their sister and her boyfriend by shooting them in the head. They were from different castes and wanted to run away to get married.
कोई पश्चाताप नहीं किया. क्षत्रिय समाज जो मान सम्मान के लिए ही जीता है, तो तो इसलिए उसने बोला ठीक है, मान सम्मान के लिए ही हमारा जीवन, क्योंकि ब्लड जो होता है DNA तो वो भी क्षत्रिय का ही है उसके अंदर ना। नहीं बिल्कुल दुख नहीं होता, क्योंकि बिल्कुल दुख नहीं हो हमें इस बात को, क्योंकि मैं अभी पहले भी बोला तो दोबारा फिर बोल रहा हूँ, अपने कर्मों का फल पाया उसने।
The case seems hopeless, but not for Mr. Singh. He's only lost 2 honor crime cases in his entire career.
इस केस पूरी तरह से बरी होगा।
Mr. Singh does not defend these cases through professional commitment, but by deeply personal conviction.
तो मेरी बहन या बेटी कोई भी ऐसा जैसे प्री मैरिटल रिलेशन करती है या फ्रेंडशिप या इस तरह से मेरी इच्छा के विरुद्ध, पर पहले भी कहा था कि अपने फार्म हाउस में ले जाके सब परिवार वालों को इकट्ठा करके पेट्रोल मंगा के और उस पर पेट्रोल डाल के आग सेट फायर जला दूं।
Despite these words of extreme violence, Mr. Singh remains very calm. Here is his daughter.
She is my daughter, Shagun Singh. She is 7th years old and
allowed to have boyfriends when she grows up.
Never. Boyfriend is not in our dictionary. ये इसलिए मानते हमारी सभ्यता संस्कृति है, इंडियन कल्चर है हमारी, तो उसमें शादी से पहले कौमार्य होना चाहिए, कौमार्य उसका सुरक्षित होना चाहिए।
An honor that justifies all the crimes against them and a demeaning image of women. This is what is taught to little Shalu, who is already serving her father's clients. This ultra-conservative view is well established in society. In the streets of the capital, New Delhi, it is impossible to find a couple holding hands, and certainly never kissing. But in a park in the city, a discreet revolution is happening. Stolen kisses and forbidden caresses, hidden between the columns of tomb ruins, young Indians allow themselves to flirt and be in love. Nidhi and Patek are 20 and 23 years old.
Actually, I love her so much. That's why we are together here. 1 year back, I was working in a cyber cafe as a part-time, and she used to come in front of that cyber cafe. We just look at each other every morning, and it's just something amazing which is happening every day.
Patek is one of the many young Indians who are rebelling for the right to show their love in the open.
I don't care about people going around, so it's just love, and I think that we can make anywhere, but not that thing. Just hugs and kisses, I think that's normal.
A brave speech, but when we asked this couple to kiss on camera?
No, no. Like a little one.
On cheeks, that will be fine.
And everywhere in the park we get the same response.
Can you kiss for the camera? Is that okay?
No.
No.
A simple kiss is considered indecent. But there's no need for the moral police to enforce this rule. The weight of tradition and society are more than enough.
Let's go! Yeah!
To better understand this phenomenon, we decide to interview students from New Delhi. Devika, Ankara and Saurabh are all 22 years old. They are modern, educated and have a lot to say.
Yeah, it's sort of a cruising place if you see, girls and guys all together. So it's that place.
Young Indians have nowhere else they can go to have a little privacy as they live with their parents until marriage.
Let's take a selfie. Ah, that's nice. I like it. Facebook.
Whenever I'm in a picture, it's nice.
In the group, the two girls both have a boyfriend. Devika is studying French at the university and lives her love affair in complete secrecy.
Est-ce que tes parents savent que tu as un boyfriend?
No.
et je ne peux pas le dire, tout simplement.
Pourquoi?
Parce que je sais la manière dont il va réagir. Et peut-être je serai battue même. Donc je ne veux pas la faire, je ne veux pas faire signaler que j'ai un copain, non. Parce que en fait, c'est aussi cette notion de rester sacré avant le mariage, de ne pas avoir des copains, de ne pas vraiment, de ne pas avoir des relations, même sexuelles ou physiques, non.
Et tu le respectes?
Bien sûr, non.
Sexually involved is a taboo.
No, that word doesn't come. You don't go there. You don't utter those words.
So that is what, it's a taboo,
Yeah.
you can't.
You don't use
You
the
can't express
SEX
that.
word. You just don't say anything.
So do you guys have sex?
Yes, everybody does. Everybody does, but nobody talks about it. I guess if they hear
Devika seems much less liberated when we ask about marriage.
Quel genre de mariage tu aimerais avoir?
Peut-être un mariage arrangé. C'est très paradoxal de ma part, bien sûr. Mais on dit souvent qu'on est aveugle quand on tombe amoureux ou amoureuse. On ne voit pas des côtés financiers ou des côtés vraiment pratiques. Et c'est en fait là où nos parents présentent et voilà, dit on est là pour vous décider et pour voir si bon tout va bien.
Her friends don't share her opinion.
I don't know. I don't like the entire concept of getting married to a stranger.
if you don't like him after a month or after first night, what are you going to do?
What if he's not good in bed? What do you do?
Big question, yeah?
These young adults are caught in a dilemma. On the one hand, they want to be free to love how they want, and on the other, they are trapped by archaic customs. In this society where men and women aren't allowed to touch each other, frustration quickly grows. "90% of Indian women are sexually harassed in their lifetimes. New Delhi is known as the capital of rape." In the subway, authorities have created female-only carriages.
Et quand on est ici, dans les wagons des femmes, on est très sécure, on est à l'aise. Je me rappelle qu'une fois, j'étais agressée par cet homme dans un bus à Delhi. Il s'assoyait juste en fait derrière moi. Il essayait de me toucher. À ce moment-là, j'ai crié, j'ai même pleuré. Et après ce jour-là, je crois que le bon choix, c'est le métro.
There is no physical separation between the carriages reserved for women and the rest of the train, but no man dares to cross this invisible barrier. But this one-off solution does not prevent Indian women from being harassed on a daily basis, and worse. In this country, a woman is submissive to a man, and some spurned lovers will not accept rejection. So they take revenge by disfiguring the woman they claim to love.
पता है यहीं पे हुआ था.
A man threw a glass of sulfuric acid in Lakshmi's face. She was just 15 at the time.
वो मुझे शादी के लिए उसने प्रपोज किया था और जब मैंने शादी के लिए मना किया उसने और उसके छोटे भाई की गर्लफ्रेंड ने मुझ पे अटैक किया सिर्फ प्रपोजल की वजह से कि मैं शादी के लिए मना कर रही हूँ इसलिए मेरे ऊपर अटैक किया गया.
95% of these attacks are caused by men being rejected. Rejected suitors disfigure the women so that they won't be attractive to anybody else.
जब उन्होंने एसिड को फेंका ऐसा लग रहा था कि मुझे किसी ने जिंदा आग लगा दिया. मैंने दोनों हाथों को ऐसे किया हुआ था और जैसे प्लास्टिक की पॉलीथीन को जला दिया जाता है वैसे ही मेरी स्किन मेल्ट हो रही थी और प्रॉपर ज़मीन में गिर रही थी.
Lakshmi's attacker has been in prison since the attack and will be released in a year. She will bear the scars for the rest of her life. The government has strictly regulated the sale of acid, but Lakshmi wants to show us that it is still easy to buy. She called a friend, Imran, to help her in her mission.
यहाँ पे कहीं पे आसपास में एसिड मिल जाएगा क्या?
गूगल मिलता है.
मिल जाएगा. चलो.
In theory, to buy acid, Imran will have to provide his name, address, ID, and reason for purchase. We follow him with a hidden camera.
भाई वो टंकी साफ करने वाला तैयार
टंकी साफ करने वाला इधर आ जाओ कितना एक बोतल हाँ एक
Imran buys the acid as easily as if he was getting a loaf of bread. For 30 cents, he leaves with a big bottle of acid, enough to disfigure a woman.
मिल गया एसिड? ये इसमें से धुआं निकल रहा है। ये देखो कितना हार्मफुल है ये। इसने सड़क को एकदम इतना हार्म पहुंचाया है, तो ये किसी की आंख में चला जाए, स्मेल भी इसका बहुत हार्मफुल है।
Since her attack, Lakshmi is campaigning for the total ban of acid, but she's also fought to rebuild her life.
आलोक, पकड़ो।
She's found love and even has a little child, Pihu.
भागो! पीहू!
Lakshmi is waiting for her daughter to grow up, to tell her her story. On the other side of New Delhi, in a chic neighborhood, Nancy, the future bride we met at her home in Indore, is getting ready for the big occasion.
बस उन्हें देखना है वो कैसे लग रहे हैं।
This is the third and last time that she will see her fiancé before their wedding. Inside, the two families have come together for the shagun, or the dowry ceremony. Gaurav, the fiancé, is ready. In front of everyone, the young woman sees again the man who will become her husband in less than 24 hours. But when he arrives, Gaurav doesn't look at her once.
क्या खेल रहे हैं यार ये लोग मेरे साथ?
He calmly carries on with the traditional customs. Nancy is waiting, feeling redundant. Finally, Gaurav gets up. The future spouses have had no input at all in their marriage. It's the families who organize absolutely everything. Nancy's father blesses the future couple with notes. This wedding is very expensive for a simple real estate agent like him. He has to cover his future son-in-law with gifts. A gold chain, watch, and above all, an envelope filled with cash. This is his daughter's dowry.
It's depend on my capacity, and I have done more than my capacity. And you can't explain because it's look like very cheap. That's why it's a very close matter, and everything done behind the curtain.
On average, the bride's family spends the equivalent of 2 years' pay for a dowry. And that's without counting this party, which already costs around 12,000 euros. Or the wedding ceremony the next evening. This takes place in a big hotel in the city. Today is another very expensive event for the father of the bride. Pritosh counts his notes.
So, this is gift from our side. Gaurav's father, his uncle, his all the relatives.
An arranged marriage is mostly about money. Nancy is covered with gold jewelry bought especially for the occasion.
मुझे अब finally feeling आ रहा है कि मैं दुल्हन बनी हूँ, jewelry और सब.
However, for Nancy, getting married was not her childhood dream.
हाँ जी, मैं पहले शादी नहीं करना चाहती थी, but अब गौरव मुझे बहुत अच्छे लगे तो इसलिए मैंने decision change कर दिया. It's not like that. ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं.
Her sister's comments make Nancy uncomfortable. Her future husband's family is indeed much better off than her own.
बस यही सोच रही हूँ वो कैसे लग रहे होंगे. मैं तो इतनी अच्छी लग रही हूँ, वो कैसे लग रहे होंगे. Overconfidence.
At the same time, Gaurav is arriving in spectacular style, on horseback to the sound of tambourines, adorned with necklaces of banknotes. According to tradition, Gaurav has to negotiate his way in, so Nancy's sister blocks his way. He buys his way in with an envelope filled with cash. Nancy's sisters play the game right to the end. Nancy finally appears in front of Gaurav. Her fully embroidered dress and her jewelry weigh over 20 kilograms. Even though Kanwal arranged everything to ensure her daughter marries well, she's still very emotional to see her go.
Arrange, no love. This is arrange, for sure. No Indian marriage is love. It's arrange.
The couple go around the fire 7 times tied together so that their union lasts for 7 lifetimes.
आज तो फर्स्ट डे है हमारा कैसे फ्यूचर में
अभी तो बहुत हैप्पी है अभी कुछ कह नहीं सकते.
They have only met each other 4 times in total. However, today, Gaurav and Nancy are husband and wife. Paying a dowry is illegal, but it remains a deeply rooted tradition. In theory, it is used to support women who do not work after marriage. But this practice has disastrous consequences for society as a whole. To investigate, we head to the south of India, to Andhra Pradesh, one of the poorest states. Aarti home is an orphanage in the countryside near the city of Kadapa. It seems unremarkable apart from one feature. There are almost only girls. Sandia founded this establishment.
120 sisters and 2 brothers. It's a large family.
In India, 90% of abandoned children are girls.
Girls are a burden because of the dowry made. They have to pay some dowry to get them married. And here in India, they feel marriage is the ultimate for a girl.
Just this year, Sandia has welcomed 28 little girls and not a single boy. They are often abandoned at birth, but also later if families have financial difficulties. This was the case for Lakshmi. She was 5 years old.
One girl was sold to another family, and that girl was begging, and they were abusing that girl. So a police brought the girl to Aarti home. One policeman.
I didn't share with any girls. I don't want to share because they have problems. That's why I don't want to share. I sing songs and art. Like
Sandhya founded this orphanage 26 years ago after the birth of her second daughter.
The first girl was okay, there was no problem. When I got second girl, everybody around me, especially in my village, they said, poor Sandhya, she got again a girl. I was getting angry at that time.
For Sandhya, giving these little girls a sense of security is a daily challenge. Just like in a real family, during the week she sends them to school, and at weekends they carry out shared activities such as gardening. Considered a burden because of their sex, these children will never be adopted.
She's Kirtana. She has one sister called Lalita. The parents died, some accident or so. But the rest of the family could have taken them. But they took the boy. They left the girls here. Huh? More. She wants to become a doctor.
Sandhya takes care of the girls' education, and later she will find them husbands who will agree to marry them without a dowry. The orphanage does not receive any state funding. It's financed entirely by private donations.
Close your eyes. Start the prayer.
The little girls pray earnestly. Today, their future is assured. But abandonment is not the only danger in this country where the odds are stacked against women. There is also abortion. It's illegal. And yet every year, 700,000 female fetuses are secretly aborted. The male-to-female ratio is one of the worst in the world. Ten kilometers from the orphanage is Kadappa's public hospital. In the ultrasound department, dozens of pregnant women are waiting for their turn.
Kanko?
Jaya is a gynecologist.
Kindi kanko? Inkoncham daggariki ra.
To prevent illegal abortions, it's forbidden to reveal the sex of a child before birth.
నీకు తెలుసా అమ్మా ఖచ్చితంగా ఎవరు అని మీరు అనుకున్నారు అంతేనా ఎవరు చెప్పలేదా
Jaya is at the forefront of the fight against abortion.
You know if it's a boy or a girl?
Yeah, I can make out.
Will you tell her?
No. I'm not supposed to tell that. Because they want to know the sex of the child and they want to undergo feticide. బాగుందా లేదా అంటే ఇప్పుడైతే వెయిట్ అంతా బానే ఉందమ్మా.
In the ultrasound room, there are no fathers present.
The family people, in-laws, husband, they will insist them. That's why we are not allowing them inside. We are making them to wait outside only. People try to bribe us sometimes. They'll offer from 5,000 to 10,000 depending upon their interest to know the sex.
Less scrupulous private clinics often accept these bribes. Because of illegal abortions, there are 63 million fewer women than men in India. We continue our investigation into love in India in the rural state of Gujarat in the west of the country. Today is a very special day in the city of Rajpipla. All the inhabitants are gathered for a feast where they worship the warrior goddess Devi. For the ceremony, they are waiting for a man who is attracting considerable attention. The son of the local Maharaja, Prince Mavendra Singh Gohil, a rich man.
Chalo.
who has many servants, like Champak, 93 years old.
I have kind of always dependent on staff to dress me up.
His life should be a fairy tale, except that Prince Manvendra is homosexual. In India, it's illegal and punishable by prison.
So basically the struggle of coming out was getting acceptance from the family, from the society, and facing discrimination. Both my parents, they disowned me by giving public notices in the newspapers. Yeah, you can start. Yeah, you can start trying.
Officially, the prince risks prison, but his royal status protects him.
There is a very tight piece of fabric around the head, so it does hurt a lot.
The prince donned the traditional dress of the Maharajas to join the party.
Perfect. This is exactly the type which I wanted to have on my head.
Since he came out, his mother has stopped speaking to him, although his father, the Maharaja, finally accepted it. But when we talk to him about his son's homosexuality, he is clearly uncomfortable and avoids the subject.
Everybody, have one own viewpoint, opinion. So that is when anybody wants to, whatever way one wants, one would like to do. So there's nothing about it like that.
After braving the taboos and his family, the prince even got married. And here is his husband. Deandra is American.
How are you doing? Good.
The two men were married in the United States.
It's been a long time. Like, my full title is His Excellency, Ambassador Deandre, Duke of Hanumenteshwar.
He invented this title. Since their marriage, Deandra acts like a prince, but he has no official status.
So a lot of the people still don't accept that he's married and accept that he's married to a man. And then every now and then you get the occasional email that's threatening you.
He's received 100 of ththese threats by email.
I've been paid an amount of money in advance to terminate you. It's extremely difficult to read. At the same time, some people would say, why would you compromise so much in that sense? Your life is compromised, your safety is compromised. When you come to a place in your life where you have unconditional love for someone, then that's what it is.
The two men were married 5 years ago.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
However, Deandre is not welcome at today's religious ceremony. In the heart of the city around the temple, the prince finally arrives.
It's a duty of our royal family to perform this ceremony.
Manvendra is accompanied by his father, the Maharaja, his uncle and his cousin. Since the creation of the Indian Republic, the royal family no longer has executive powers, but it plays an honorary and religious role.
We are going to be performing this ritual, the last part of the ritual. It's very official and
The locals crowd round the tent to see the prince and enthusiastically pray. At the end of the ceremony, everyone wants his photo.
They were shocked. They were not ready to believe that he is a gay. Very good, lovable person.
Nice. Prince Manvendra seems very popular among his people, but in this very conservative region, homosexuality remains a taboo.
जो गॉड ने बनाया है उनके विरुद्ध है। वो जो वर्ल्ड में जो है ना मेल फीमेल वही रहना चाहिए ना।
उनके इंडिया में तो बन ही ना सके बराबर ना ये विदेश के अंदर થઈ શકે बाकी इंडिया में ना बने.
In order not to offend the population more, the prince chose not to live in his father's palace. He lives a few kilometers from here in a small house surrounded by countryside with his husband, Deandre.
No one likes my ideas. Once they come through, then everyone's like, oh, that's brilliant.
Away from prying eyes, Manvendra tells us his story. Before he came out, his family had arranged his wedding with a princess. He was 25 years old.
Yeah, the marriage never got consummated, though she tried her best to kind of seduce me and to do all the things which a woman would try to do with a husband.
Unable to consummate the marriage, the prince and his wife divorced. With his husband, Andre, he has now found a family and a life. On this land, he plans to build an LGBT reception center for homosexuals who have also been rejected by their families. Paradoxically, although homosexuals are not accepted, transgender people have a place in society. In a shanty town in Mumbai, Mona, Chandni, Manu and Raijo are transgender women known as hijras. In 2014, transgender people obtained the legal status of a third sex in India. Hijras are considered mystical beings. Hijras are one of the oldest trans communities in the world, which has existed for nearly 4,000 years. They have the power to grant blessings, especially to newborns. Hijras dance and sing a religious song to ensure the child has a good future. Hijra's power comes from a god. According to legend, this god was half man and half woman for a period of his life.
हम बच्चे पे से उतारते हैं उनका आला बला लेकर के हिजरे जाते हैं ताकि वो जिए.
Even if hijras have an official status, in reality they are shunned by society and find it difficult to find work. These blessings that pay between 2 and 10 euros are not enough. Many hijra live in extreme poverty and prostitute themselves to survive. India is a very young country with half of its 1.3 billion people under 25 years old. Perhaps this new generation will succeed in pushing back traditions to make room for love and freedom.